to vlog number 2. Welcome to our gym. This is probably the only place in the house that we're going to show ever on the channel. But welcome, feel at home. Although I must admit, I do feel like a bisita here because I rarely exercise. But today is special because we have a special guest for our segment, Demo Reel. It's a segment where we invite interesting personalities, entrepreneurs to do demonstrations for us. So we pick up a skill or two and then they're gonna share their interesting personal journeys as entrepreneurs and businessmen. So I'm very excited. Let's go. Hi, Lucky. Thank you for joining
Hi.
us.
Yes, thank you for having me.
So how are you holding up during the pandemic? Kamusta ka naman dyan?
Alam niyo, siguro, despite what people see, on TV, na, I'm always out there, I'm always nangungulit, and, it's always, having a good time. I'm a loner at heart, eh. Totoo, believe it or not, I am a loner. So when things were, quite, and they still are, to some degree, quite locked down, I was okay. You could be better, but I was okay. Pero siguro every time na, a bit of, let's say, depression would hit me, siguro I look in the mirror na lang and say, wow, swerte ko having this face.
Winner! Pareho pala tayo! That's what I
Ha?
tell myself too. Joke!
Di ba? Pag nalulungkot na ako, titingin ako na gano'n, you lucky guy, you. Ginagano ko yung sarili ko sa salamin, ha? Tapos nalulungkot ka, ganyan ang itsura mo. That's my pick-me-upper.
So, okay, so what's been keeping you busy? I know that you're not just into showbiz, you're also into
Yeah.
business.
Yes.
So, what are your businesses? I know you have gasoline station, taxi. So, tell us more about your business ventures.
Now, there's one. It all started with a LBR taxi. LBR taxi has been there almost pretty much a decade. And we started with one unit na up to this day, pag naalala ko yung unit na yon, di ko alam bakit hindi sumabog yung unit.
Why?
Hindi, kasi I mean, it was old. It was really, really old. Tas siguro every single day na babiyahe yung taxi na yon, our prayer was, not necessarily to succeed or to expand, but basically na hindi sumabog yung unit na yun. And thank you, hindi sumabog. Tapos, like what you mentioned, yung Flex Fuel has been around for about 8 months. So that's been doing well. But as you all know, yung taxi, yung public transport for the past month or two has been come and go depending sa quarantine natin. Tapos yung sa Flex Fuel, it's been around for 8 months. And, that's one fortunate thing about having an essential business na, di ba, we still get to operate. Although, natatamaan yan, kahit pa paano. You're going to have a hit here and there due to volume ng mga kotse. But we're thankful. Now we're still up and running. And we're very thankful din sa lahat ng mga co-owners na nagtitiwala sa Flex Fuel. Tapos I have another business. It's called Lucky and Lulu. Yun yung Sense. Yung Sense. Yun naman, para sa akin kasi it's my first business that's basically not an essential.
Okay.
Basically, di ba? It's not exactly an essential. Pero para sa akin kasi the way I see it, yung ganyang klaseng negosyo, ang tawag ko dyan, sneaky yan eh.
Okay.
Totoo yan, di ba? Sneaky na negosyo. For example, isang hinahangaan ko, pagdating dyan, is si Sir Joel Cruz.
Aficionado.
Aficionado, di ba? Isa mga yan. If you look at Sir Joel, I mean, if you look at magazines of, the richest people, ganyan-ganyan, you rarely see his name.
Yeah.
Diba? His name is not out there na parang katabi ng mga tycoons and everything. Pero he has done so much. He is so successful from his houses to his business and everything. So it's one of those businesses na, if you do it right, you don't need to be out there. You can have your own market. Pero ang laki ng potensyal. Diba? Yung mga ganyan, you don't need to IPO. You don't need to ganyan-ganyan. Diba? You can have your own mini bubble and still make a substantial amount of money. Kagaya ginagawa ni Sir Joel, ang galing. You see a few billboards here and there, pero if you look at his story, grabe how successful he is.
So you like under the radar? Gusto mong under the
Oh,
radar lang.
kasi the reason why I understand marketing. I understand the whole aspect na since I'm already in this industry, might as
Yeah.
well put it out there and use it to your advantage. It's free marketing, considering what I do. Pero para sa akin kasi is I already live my life in front of the camera. Diba? 99.9% of what I do is, in the public eye. So kahit pa paano, yung tinatawag natin, my mom said this. This is one of the best advice ng mom ko. Sabi niya, anak, magtitira ka para sa sarili mo.
Wow.
So although I am using, my likeness and, my image, for marketing, kahit pa paano pa rin, I still want to leave a few things under the table, kahit pa paano, a bit low-key.
Mhm. I'm very curious, Lucky, were you always entrepreneurial? Parang, were you the kind of bata na nagbebenta ng ice candy, nagle-lemonade, or ikaw yung tatamad-tamad at natutulog sa class?
Good question. Honestly, wala. I mean, looking back, wala. Wala akong naisip na nagiging entrepreneur ako dati. Wala. I never did any business. Kahit nga yung mga, like what you said, yung mga ice candy, plastic balloon, yung mga ganyan. Never ko pinasok yung mga ganyan. But then you realize afterwards kasi na parang, you have to do something. You can't rely on, di ba, putting all your eggs in one basket. Especially
I,
with something as fickle as, showbiz.
I was gonna
It's
say,
scary.
parang, everybody knows you. We've seen how you've grown up, born to showbiz royalty, but you've stepped out of their shadow and now you're making your own name for yourself. Tapos at what point did you realize, wait lang, I want to grow beyond the limelight? At what point?
Siguro there was no exact, eye-opener per se. Siguro isang nangyari pala to sa mommy ko before. Ito background to. The reason why my name is Lucky. Okay,
Aha.
did you ever research why my name is Lucky?
Kasi swerte ka?
Partly. Okay, ito yung kwento. Ito pala mahaba-haba na to. I was born in 1981. So my mom started acting when she was 7 or 8 years old. Her first movie was Trudy's Liit. So when my mom got pregnant with my dad, siguro mga 1980 ng time na yon, naloko siya ng accountant niya. So everything na pinaghirapan niya, I think noong 1980 or 1979, 1980, she became mga 20 or 30 million in debt. Could you imagine if you adjust that to current value? Magkano yun, di ba? In debt. Tapos, nabuntis pa siya sa akin. Di ba, we have this notion kasi, especially for our industry, the local industry, na the fans demand possession. Lalo na pag love team, pag artista, parang they believe na pag may asawa ka na or may anak ka na, you're no longer available. So it might, reduce your star power ng konti. Di ba, may ganun eh.
Mm-hmm.
But and you transition kahit pa paano, diba? If you're already married, you can't play the pakilig roles anymore. Diba? It's a challenge. It's possible, pero challenge siya ng konti.
Mm-hmm.
So parang, so nabuntis siya sa akin, tapos she gave birth, she was so in debt. Tapos nung the next day, nung napanganak na nga ako, she went to the nursery. Okay, so ikot siya, naka-wheelchair, so she saw all the babies lined up. Tapos yung first baby na nakita niya was this big, ganyan. And my mom, ito eksaktong sinabi niya. Sabi ni mommy, Diyos ko, napakapangit ng batang yan. Kininong anak yan? Kawawa naman. Eksakto to, sinabi ni mommy, napakapangit ng bata. Kawawa naman. So ikot siya. She was going through all the babies. Tapos finally, the nurse sees her. Sabi niya, Manzano, okay. Tinuro ako. Tapos ako yung pinakita, yung pangit na bata. Tapos she was in disbelief kung paano daw siya naglabas ng ganong klaseng itsura. Walang kilay na ang puti daw sa taba. I was 7.7. That's another reason why lucky din ako kasi 7.7. So basically, when she got pregnant with me, buntis pa pala siya sa akin, she was doing running scenes, love scenes. Kasi, nga pala, nawala. I jumped ahead of the story. When she was pregnant with me, she signed like a 20 or 30 picture deal with 3 outfits.
Wow.
I forgot kung ano yun. It could have been Octo Arts, say, the classic film outfits. Parang ganon. And not Regal And she didn't touch a single peso because they had to go to the banks to pay off her debt. So ganun karami, 20, 30 picture deal. Sipin mo, wala kang mahahawakan. Siguro for bare expenses na lang. Tapos, nung nabuntis nga siya sa akin, nung nanganak na siya, that's when all the awards started coming in.
So,
And
swerte ka nga.
Yes. Now, back to the question. Now, when did I, decide to, shift? Wala. Like what I said, my mom would always tell me. My mom didn't even. They never pushed me to be in the industry. My mom never said, "Na, I'm an artista. You have to be in the same industry." My dad, same thing. Na, anak, do whatever you want. You don't need to be in the industry. If you want to be in the industry, then good. So parang you realize afterwards that there is more to life than this. And if, sabi ni mami ko, madaling sumikat, mahirap magtagal. And after hearing so many stories, diba, of, so many artists that, hit the pinnacle, tapos bigla na lang baka mawawala for one reason or another, you realize that you shouldn't put all those eggs, in that particular basket. Haba ng kwento ko, binalik ko lang sa saying, di ba? Pinahaba ko eh. Iba, pwede ko naman sabihin na don't put all your eggs in one basket. Pinahaba.
Wait. Speaking of diversify, so baka may future ka maging workout coach. So what is the workout for today?
Okay, the workout for today will be siguro the basics din of a home workout.
Okay.
I mean, you don't need to get fancy. Ako kasi I'm not a believer in fancy, schmancy workouts. Unless, you kahit paano, if you're already adjusted to it. But some people are always intimidated by what they see on social media. Pero yung program na pwede niyong gawin, it's called, it's either ascending or descending depending on your fitness capability, your physical capability. So it's going to be like 10 push-ups. Okay? Kaya mo yan. Ito, ipupusta ko sa'yo lahat na kaya mo. Lahat. Wala nang basket-basket. Sa'yo ko ipupusta lahat. Okay? So it's going to be push-ups and a body weight squat.
Okay. Should we do it?
Okay. You are pretty fit yourself, pero para reminder lang sa iba, if you're going to do this, a few things. If you're going to do a push-up as much as possible, for me, I prefer na putting your elbows a bit closer to your body. Kasi it changes. If you go all the way up here, marami nagpo-push-ups na ganito. Marami. It adds a bit more stress on your shoulders. If you go all the way in, if it's close to your body, na ganito, ito may mga dumbbell pa ako. Here, you work out a bit of the triceps. So para sa akin, 45. This is always, para sa akin, it's the most comfortable position. It means you're working out your chest. And then when you do a body weight squat, basically, as ako preference ko is your knees don't go past your toes. Para sa akin na. But, it's okay naman, depends on your flexibility. So, I'm just going to do basically, I'll demo a few push-ups and body weight squat na walang warm-up. So, pag nag-intro ako, alam mo na to, I'll send you the bill.
Okay. I will follow you.
Okay. Usap ko lang. This is my mini gym room.
Wow! Ganda!
Yeah. Well, it was a spare bedroom. Pero I have this na, yeah. It's,
okay.
With a push-up, diba? Okay, with a push-up, slow and steady, hindi kailangan ng mga biglaan and everything. So basically, let's say you do 10 push-ups. Diba? So you get on, make sure your back is straight, no curving, hindi nakaganyan. So it has to be as straight. Parang naka-plank, in other words. So lower, mga 2 counts.
Oh my God!
Okay? Kaya mo yan, me. Alright? You have to lift your whole body. It shouldn't be your neck first. Has to be in unison like ganyan. So, ganito. Okay. I did a few. Let me see you do it. Okay, let me see you do it. Mimi, lumaban ka! If you do the modified, now your knees are down. Naka-knees ka, ganyan. And just go down.
Yeah, parang easy. Ouch! Oh my God!
That's one. Tapos, the next one would be the body weight squat. Okay. So depends what you're comfortable with. And it could be by your ears or it could be forward. Depends how you get your balance. Okay. So basically, it has to be, the way I do it, linear siya. So down, up. Walang labas-labas ng puwet. Walang everything. It has to be basically Going down, going up.
Okay. Okay.
So ganun lang. Those are two things you can do, pero
Mm-hmm.
grabe yung fat burning component nila. So what you can do, this is what I recommend for some people. Do 10 push-ups, depending on your fitness level. Do it
Okay.
modified. Pag sanay ka na, yung clapping or yung chest tap
Mm-hmm.
push-ups. Do 10, tapos 1 squat. Tapos 9 push-ups, 2 squats. 8 push-ups, 3 squats. So while one is descending, one is ascending.
Is there anything lucky about sports that you feel you're able to adapt sa business? Parang
Oo
the
naman.
discipline or the
Your stress.
mindset.
Yeah. You get to control your stress. Sobra yun, especially martial arts. There's one art that I did and would still love to do. I was doing Muay Thai, I was doing Jiu-Jitsu. Pero there's one art, it's called Tabimina Balintawak. Si Sir Bob is the grandmaster. But basically the premise is it teaches you how to handle stress. The main point of Sir Bob and his sons is to overwhelm you with stress and you react as natural as possible. They call it zero mind, basically. So the same thing, for martial arts, for sports, it teaches you how to handle that component of stress. And business is not a fairy tale. It is not. Diba? People think na, okay, eto magiging business ko. The moment you think na you figured out business, something's gonna blindside you ng sobra-sobra. And kung ano man, if you're thinking of a business, ito lang yun eh. If you're thinking of a business, and then you believe na nakuha mo lahat ng pwedeng mangyaring problema sa inyo, times 10 pa yun.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Lucky, I'm curious, what's your money attitude? Parang from your earnings, how do you divide the earnings? Meron ka bang 10% goes to the business? 20% goes to investments? Because Lucky, diba, you're also invested in the stock market. Not just here, but you monitor abroad.
Yes.
Diba?
Yes.
So may ganun ka ba?
Wala naman akong particular pie that I follow, nor walang formula. Basically, ano na lang by gut, by feel na lang. Diba, as much as, you'd want to invest here and there, but then there's going to be that little whisper na cash is king. Diba? If you want to invest in real estate or you want to, buy certain lots, put up something here, but then something like this happens. Na there's nothing more crucial at this point than liquidity. Diba? So wala. It's basically by gut, by feel na lang.
Right. Do you remember your first paycheck? I know
Yes.
you started. How much was the first paycheck?
The first big one. I can't say for what. Siyempre nakakahiya naman. I can't say for what, but it was for an endorsement. Tapos kung hindi ako nagkakamali, it was okay. I'm not gonna give the exact figure din naman, nakakahiya din naman. But it was okay. Tapos ang binili ko, which I still asked for help, was an expedition.
A car. Okay.
Hindi ko kinaya yung about 23, 24. Pero hindi ko kinaya yung full amount ng expedition. I had to ask for help. Ito pa yung catch niyan. I bought an expedition. Okay? This was 22, 23, 24. Tapos, my taping nung time na yun was for Campanerang Cuba. It was a teleserye with Miss Ann Curtis.
Aha.
Okay. Ang taping namin nun sa Nagcarlan, Laguna. Okay, so that's basically about 2 or 3 hours away depending on the time. So, wala pa akong alam na masyado sa gas, diesel. It was my very first teleserye. So, wala akong idea. So, basically, every single taping day, mula Manila to Nagcarlan, I would wait in the car, naka-on yung kotse. Ang gastos ko kada taping day, kasi ang lakas nung time na yun na expedition, was about 6 to 7,000 per taping day. Isipin mo yun? O sige, 5 to
Wow.
6. Okay. Per taping day, on gas lang. Hanggang sa nababali-bali ako. Parang anong ginagawa? Parang lahat ng araw-araw ko nagpupuyat ako, break even lang ako. Parang ang dami kong trabaho, pero nauubos din naman, break even. So, what I did, wala, I bought another car na mas tipid. Kasi wala eh. Pero bigger picture, di ba? Initially, it looks like, a lot more expenses up front. Pero yun nga, ginawa ko na lang, isang pang city car na malalapit, isa pang taping. And, I would like to think I got to save because of that, despite, putting out another amount.
Lucky, I read somewhere that you originally wanted to be a doctor.
Yes. Bakit? I'm a science nerd. Okay.
Really?
I'm a fan of. Yeah. Were you judging me now lang?
Judgment. But okay.
May pagkabobo ba itsura ko? May pagkabobo ba? Maybe. Nabastos mo ba ako ngayon lang?
Of course not. But really, you're a science nerd. Like, what's
Are you
the best trivia? What's your trivia? Give me a trivia.
Wala eh. I'll feed the patients na lang. Wait, balikan natin yun. Sorry that would be So let's say na, God forbid, na you were, confined or you went for a checkup, tapos ako yung pumasok na doktor, kakabahan ka ba sa akin? Na parang, ay, walang alam to. Yeah.
No, hindi naman. But you'll be a doctor of what? Anong specialty? I know, maybe heart. You'll be a heart doctor.
I wanted to be a surgeon, and I still do to some degree. Pero may konting pasma ako eh. Ikaw ba magpapa-opera ka sa tao, kakamustahin ka gumaganyan? So I mean, it's not that bad, pero I don't, have those still hands that, a surgeon would need.
So hindi ka nag-doctor, you followed a girl.
Yes. It was either the dream of being a doctor or the hopeless romantic, and we know what side won, diba? Yes, she was my batchmate noong high school, and her family is part of the restaurant business. So it was a natural progression for her to take up HRIM in Benil. So sinundan ko, but the funny thing is, nothing happened. Hindi naging kami.
So now that you're an artista and you're a businessman, what do you think is your biggest asset? Yung no-fail business asset mo na no-fail. Feeling mo.
Like what I said kanina, free marketing. It's free marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Para sa akin, it's easier to put the word out there. Para sa akin, whatever it may be. Let's say, for example, on social media, let's say, I have on Instagram 3.3 million followers. Okay, let's say. Chances are, those 3.3 million followers didn't follow me because of my businesses.
Yes.
They followed me because I'm an artista. Diba? Or at least because of the crazy videos I post. Okay, so they followed me because I'm an artista, but at the same time, the businessman in me easily can be connected to 3.3 million people. Easily.
Yeah.
So para sa akin, that would be the biggest asset of having, being an artista and a businessman. It's free marketing, even for my friends. Diba?
And of course, your face. Your face.
Mimi, ganito na lang. How do I say this without bragging? Ganito. Ay, nako. Mimi, sa history ng showbiz, okay? Alam mo ba na ako lang ang mini-makeupan para pumangit?
No!
I don't want to name drop. But you have, ayoko name drop si Piolo. Pero para pang, let's say si Piolo. Si Piolo, inaayusan siya para mas gumwapo to hide the blemishes kung meron man. Ako, Mimi, kasi may mga certain angles ako and smiles na minsan the cameras can't take it. Napupuno agad yung memory nila. Ako, I'm honestly surprised how Zoom is even working right now, considering na, kasi usually, if I smile, hindi may nasisirang buhay pag umingiti ako. Sinasabi ko sa'yo.
Winner! Ang winner!
Pero ito lang, Mimi, ito lang. this is not, people believe it is false humility. Okay? Pero when I joke on social media or even on TV na gwapong-gwapo ako sa sarili ko, it is the exact opposite. I swear. People who know me, people who really know me, know that I do not think that way. So pag may punchline ako sa social media, may magko-comment, grabe, gwapong-gwapo ka sa sarili mo, ganyan-ganyan. But it is so far from the truth.
But wait lang, feng shui. I know you're a feng shui believer.
Nakita mo ba? Nakita mo yung mga kontra?
Yes.
Ayan, meron siya.
Yes.
And yung 8, there's an 8 down there.
Yes.
And, yes, my feng shui consultant is Miss Marites Allen of Friga.
Uh-huh. And
the feng shui is Miss Marites Allen.
Like effective for you. Because I believe these things.
It creates a natural flow para sa akin. It doesn't, para sa akin, it doesn't bypass God. It doesn't, para sa akin, di ba, I definitely believe in God. I definitely believe in Jesus, our Savior. But I believe a natural harmony, a natural flow para sa akin. So, that's the reason why. Tawag nga ni Ms. Marites sa akin, kulit. Kasi I would always na parang, I mean, everyone calls me kulit. Ms. Marites, ano ba? What's this month ba para sa akin? Will be a good month? How many times na nagpalit ako ng bedroom?
No! You moved bedrooms talaga?
I have the master bedroom. I have the guest bedroom. At lumilipat talaga ako. She says, for example, this quadrant, it's either going to be, sickness. Tapos yung isa naman, I forgot the other term na she would give, parang bad luck in general. Sabi ko, so what do you suggest? Sabi niya, well, any time of the day, I would rather pick, bad luck over sickness.
Yeah.
Parang ganon. So yeah, I natural harmony na where my head should be facing, mga ganyan. So, kinukulit ko yan. Sobra.
Wow. Okay, I know we promised very quick, so I'm down to my last question. For your advice to those who want to be artista naman. They say there's no business like show business. Ang hirap to get the break. So what is your advice, especially now in social media, parang ang daming sumisikat agad. So what is your advice?
Best advice. Once you start working, like what I said kanina sa isang advice na binigay ko, mula sa nagtitimpla ng kape sa show nyo hanggang sa pinaka-boss ng stasyon nyo, respetuhin nyo silang lahat.
Lucky, I have a joke. Let's end with a joke. Subukan ko naman ang work mo.
Okay, go.
Lucky, ano tayo? What are we?
Ano?
Noodles. Tayo ay noodles. Lucky? Me!
Pinasok! Napasok mo yun! That joke, okay, at least nakapasok pa ako ng isang endorsement ko. That joke, kumbaga sa stock market, that's a blue chip.
Okay. My future!
Bagsakan nyo yung joke na yan. It is a blue chip. Walang pagbabao kahit ano pa yan. Tuloy-tuloy lang yan.
Thank you very much, Lucky, for joining us this afternoon. For the time, we wish you more power. Okay, so we hope you enjoyed our workout and chikahan session with Lucky Manzano. Expect more of this demo reels in the coming weeks. We're gonna feature more personalities pa and entrepreneurs. Siyempre talagang sinadya kong ditong dumaan so that you can see my mom's project. This is her halaman side. So she's been doing all of these planting. I'm giving them airtime. Anyway, she's gonna be so happy to see them and shocked. So anyways, we're gonna have more segments, iba-ibang pakulo, but of course, you'll have to like and subscribe to find out what they are. So we'll see you next week. Bye!